Say to bunny rabbit. Ice cream.
Hi everyone, I am KiwiSimsKate. Kiwi because I'm from New Zealand, Sims because I love The Sims, and Kate because that's my name. It's as simple as that. Hi and welcome to another speed build here on YouTube. This time, my speed build is actually part of a much wider build collaboration. So I want to tell you a little bit about that first, and then I'm going to talk you through what my build is and why I chose it. So I was very fortunate to be invited along to participate in potentially the biggest Sims 4 build collab that has ever existed. Honestly, everyone, I'm talking gigantic. As of right now, and it's early March 2023, we have all together as a collective put together every single world that currently exists in The Sims 4. So obviously, depending on when you're listening or watching this video, there may be more packs that have come out since then, which may not be included in this particular save file. But as of the time of recording this video, this collab is for every single world that currently exists. So that's one unique feature about it. The other unique feature about it is that every single world is only built using the base game and the world and the pack that world came from, if that makes sense. So as you may notice already, I am building a Japanese style home, and I'm building it in the world of Mount Komorebi, which is the world that we got with Snowy Escape. So my build is only base game and Snowy Escape, and obviously the free holiday pack that everybody got. So that's another really quite unique part about this collaboration. So you can download the entire save, but every single world is going to just have the base game and the pack that came with that. So for example, the Del Sol Valley world will be base game and get famous. Windenburg will be base game and get to work, etc. Oh, get together, get to work, I don't know. Anyway, it's massive, okay? This save file is maybe the biggest save file you've ever seen, and it is perfect for people who don't have a lot of packs. So you can download the whole thing, and then obviously it will only install in your game the packs that you have. So if you've only got a couple of worlds, maybe you've only got 1 or 2 extra packs, then this could be perfect for you as like a starting point to get a few new builds into your game and some new households potentially. So I am building in obviously Mount Komorebi, and I took on this house here, which originally is the lot for, I want to say, Nishidake household, I think. So I've not only built them a new house, I've also revamped the creator sim of the household. So you can find that as well in the save file, or you can download them separately from the gallery. So if you search the gallery or any socials for the hashtag better together, or wait, no, I got that wrong. Oh, damn. Okay. For the hashtag TS4 better together, I better check if that's right. I think that's correct. TS4 better together. Anyway, I'm going to link it down in the description. That hashtag should bring up all the incredible builds, all the amazing simmers and builders and creators that have been involved in this. I want to also give a really big shout out to the organizers of this collaboration. I don't know how they did this. It was like herding cats and dogs. We had a Discord server and there were so many people involved. And of course, inevitably, there are people who actually end up not being able to make the deadline. And so extra people had to pick up other builds, and it was immense. It was, yeah. So props to them. I think they've done an incredible job of bringing this all together. So those creators are Sophie the Sim, Simmer Kai, or Kai, sometimes known as just Kai, and Plummy Sims. And I will link them down below as well if you want to check out their just their stuff. So they're all incredible simmers and builders that I admire. And then every other build in the save is incredible. I'm going to have the link below to download the whole save file and any other information that you need to do with specifically the collaboration. Now, my build. Base game, Snowy Escape only. I'm rebuilding the Nishidake household. They live at the base of the mountain, and I worked off a reference for this home. I used to live in Japan, so I love building Japanese homes. It makes me nostalgic for my time there, and my brother actually still lives over there. He's been living there for 20 plus years or something. So yeah, Japan has a very special place in my heart. This build I took from an anime, actually. Well, it was originally a manga and then turned anime series. You may or may not have heard of it, or you may recognize the animation style from the TV series. The name is, in English, Crayon Shinchan, or Japanese Kureon Shinchan. And it's a classic Japanese manga and anime series. And the house is cute. I just really liked the house and wanted to... It's not exactly the same, but I wanted to take inspiration from it. It's a real kind of 80s style Japanese build, so it feels like it's just on the edge of sort of traditional and modern. There are a lot of traditional elements that I kept in this home. There's obviously an entire room that's dedicated to kind of like almost a tea room or nabe room. It's the one with the using the, oh my goodness, the name has gone out of my head. I can't believe it. Tatami mats. So the traditional flooring, Japanese flooring. I put aside one entire room for that. That's quite common even in more modern Japanese homes, to have one room that always stays a bit more traditional, and often there's some kind of a shrine there, or it's just a place where they can have guests over or have more special dinners, things like that. So I've put one of those rooms in this house, but there's also plenty of modern elements to it. There's lots of kind of glass sliding doors, some more kind of modern wooden flooring, and the bedrooms are pretty westernized, really. I did leave the kind of Japanese style bathroom in here, so you've got a separate toilet and you've got a wet room for your bathroom. So you go, it's kind of similar actually to my brother's house, where you go in one door and it's just your kind of sink, your vanity area, and I think that might be where their washing machine is too. And then you actually go through another, like a sliding door that has really good what's the word, like, I don't know, suction, or it keeps the water in or out, and it's a fully tiled room with a large bath and a shower attached to the wall, just like in the Snowy Escape items that we got. So I wanted to create that kind of a bathroom, because actually the house that my brother lives in is very modern. It was only built maybe 10 years ago or something. But there are definitely those more traditional elements, like the tiled wet room, and they do have a small tatami space as well. So that's kind of an overview of this home. The family that lives here is the Nishidake household. So I will tell you a little bit about them. I'm just basically getting this from the Sims wiki, if you want to check them out as well. They are a family that live in Mount Komorebi, and there's a married couple, Shigeru and Sachiko Nishidake, and they have a teenage granddaughter that lives with them, Kaori. And Nishidake comes from the Japanese words Nishi meaning west and Dake meaning mountain. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, they live kind of just at the base of the mountain. The description of the family in the wiki is that rumor says the Nishidake family are sacred guardians of Mount Komorebi. Indeed, Shigeru fumes over the Ito family's local development plans. Sachiko, however, feels warmly toward Megumi due to an old friendship with the young woman's mum. Plus, she knows what's in her granddaughter's heart. Kaori moved to Mount Komorebi after losing her parents. It's quite sad, actually. She soon discovered two loves, the slopes and the son of her grandfather's sworn enemy. If she had one wish, she'd melt her grandfather's hardened heart. I really love this backstory of this family. I think it's really cute. It's very much that sort of Romeo and Juliet storyline, but placed in a Japanese family. I think it's great. Big fan. So this family starts with 25,000 simoleons, and they live in this lot here, obviously. And that's kind of all we get in the Sims wiki, and it's sort of up to you to explore what happens. Obviously, there's that Nishidake versus Ito family feud, but then Kaori and the Ito grandson, which his name escapes me right now, but they're feuding, and Kaori and the grandson from the Ito family have something going on, I think. Kyosho Ito is the grandfather of the Ito patriarch. So yeah, if you were to play this, maybe, I don't know, you can work some drama into that storyline. If you do play with this build, I would love to see screenshots of your gameplay. I always love knowing that my builds are actually being used as well by people. So yeah, let me know on Twitter, or come on, join our Discord server. You can put up some screenshots of what your gameplay is up there. But let's move on to what I'm doing in the house now. So you would have seen me mostly complete the kitchen. I did find that this kitchen was a little bit of an odd shape, just the way I configured the rooms. As I said, it's based on the house of the Nohara family in the Kureon Shinchan manga, but I have made a couple of sort of floor plan adjustments, mostly due to the fact that this lot is a bit more long and narrow, like the front is narrow, and so the orientation of the house was a bit odd to keep it exactly the same. So I did shift a couple of the rooms around, and it means this kitchen is like kind of in the middle of two rooms. It's a bit weird. It wouldn't be how I would normally build, but I sort of realized it before it was too late, and then my heart was just set on the size and shape of the house, and I figured I'd just make it work. And yeah, I think it works. It's a pretty empty kitchen in the center, so I think actually that's not too bad, because it means that your Sims can walk around quite easily. Unfortunately, in the game, sometimes it's really difficult to build kind of cluttered and cramped spaces, because it does make gameplay really difficult, and it makes your Sims kind of avoid certain areas or get stuck in corners, and it just, yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. So this kitchen maybe actually works very well, because there's so much space to walk around and get past. In the living room, I placed a chess set down because I think there was a chess set in the household already. I believe the grandmother of the family, I think she's into logic. So I thought I wanted to still include some skill building items. So I thought it made sense to have a chess table in here as well. And then in this tatami room here, I decorated it quite traditional. I really like how it turned out. I've got the low Japanese style table. Again, the name is escaping me of that style. of table. Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, it's heated underneath. It's so amazing. I had one when I lived there, and I had a smaller version, like a 4-person one. In the winter, oh, it was the best thing ever, being curled up, like legs folded underneath, and the blanket over your lap, just working at your laptop or something, or watching TV. It was it was much needed in the winter time because it got so cold there, especially in my apartment. But yeah, I put like a tea caddy at one end of the room as well. And then that room also leads out to the back porch, which I kind of decorate right at the very end. In the entrance to the house, there's obviously the very traditional kind of tiled section where you would remove your shoes or put your shoes back on if you're going outside. So I like to use platforms in those areas because it's kind of realistic. There's a little step up to really separate that space. And then because Kaori, the granddaughter, she loves being on the snow, up on the mountain, snowboarding and skiing, I used the coat rack with all the coats and kind of winter gear on it. And then I just add a few other details in the rooms as I find them. What I like about building with limited packs is that I build so much faster. You couldn't even imagine how much faster I build. The problem, like, I love having all the packs, obviously, but the problem when I build with unlimited packs is that it takes me forever because just looking through the menus take a long time and I can never decide what I want to use. And obviously it's like life, right? The more options you have, the more choices, the more difficult it is to make a decision, or at least, I don't know if you find that, but I absolutely have an issue with that. So yeah, it's the same in The Sims. If I've got limited packs, if I've just got base game and Snowy Escape, I build way faster. So I think there's some advantages and disadvantages of just having a few packs. It would be nice to maybe have a couple more, because there are some things that, you know, when it comes to cluttering up the space, sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself using the same items again and again and again. But I think that there's still definitely some advantages there. Here's the bathroom situation I was talking about in this corner. So there's only a bathroom downstairs. There's just the one bathroom for this house. And then upstairs there's only 2 bedrooms. So I'm moving upstairs now, and I've just started on, I think, Kaori's bedroom first. Oh, here I'm trying to figure out the stairwell. It was so frustrating. I just wanted to get rid of that last square of flooring up there in the corner, and I can't figure it out. So I give up. I end up giving up, and I just make Kaori's bedroom one tile wider in like a really awkward position. But I think I managed to kind of hide it a little later. You'll see how I decorate her bedroom. I end up placing a wall rack of clothing in that corner, so it sort of looks like it's a wardrobe-y space in the corner of the room. Yeah, I think I get away with it. I don't know. You be the judge. And then I bring out a bunch of clutter from the pack. So I wanted to use loads of, obviously, mountainy, skiing, snowboarding type imagery in her room, because that's what she's really into. And she's also a teenager, so she's at school. I give her, I think, a school bag eventually, and a computer desk and computer area, so she can study or maybe secretly chat to her crush on the weekends while her grandparents aren't keeping an eye on her. And then this is a really long, thin room, so I did find it quite awkward to decorate. I sort of shot myself in the foot here a little bit, but, you know, once I decide on a floor plan, I find it very difficult to change it. So I decided on this floor plan, so I just thought, no, screw it, I'm gonna make it work. So instead of giving her like a full-size desk, I end up just giving her the small 4-person table from Snowy Escape. And I'm actually glad I did that because it comes in that really cool swatch with all the stickers on the top. And I felt that was quite reflective of like a teen's desk. She's got all these cool stickers from, I don't know, friends or, yeah. And she's just plastered them all over the top of her desk. And then I switch where the bookshelves are and just give her a standing mirror. And then I wanted to give her some, other than her computer obviously, I wanted to give her some other skill building items. And I thought a musical instrument maybe. I gave her a violin so she could start practicing that. And then obviously on the balcony you'll see I placed the telescope. I can't remember off the top of my head if that was the free one. Oh, it must have been. Yeah, it must have been the one, yeah, obviously, that we got in the base game update. So I placed it out there. I have, just so you know, I have play tested this build. However, I don't remember if the telescope worked, and I think I decided not to even bother testing it because I just loved the look of it on the balcony. So it comes with the build, so if you do want to use it, obviously you can just go into build mode and drag it maybe in the backyard or something like that. Yeah, but I really liked it where it was. Everything else anything that's sort of absolutely necessary to use is totally play tested and totally usable. You shouldn't have any issues with anything else. But I will warn you that telescope might be a problem. I mean, it also might not. I just think I didn't end up testing it because I didn't want to have to move it. I didn't want to face reality. Yeah. And then I move on to the grandparents' room, and I did something here that I don't often do. I used a red and black and white sort of creamy color scheme. And I tend to avoid red in The Sims because I don't feel like the swatches we have are particularly good. There's a lot of sort of mismatched red swatches, but there's something about it when I placed the red kind of hanging above the bed, and when I decided to use this sort of these darker wood tones, I don't know, it just clicked for me, and it kind of feels old-fashioned. And the fact that this is a grandparent's bedroom, I thought I could get away with it a lot more here than maybe in a different build. So I wanted to play around with the red, so I thought this could be a good opportunity to do it in this build. On their balcony, I give them a little fruit tree in a pot. Obviously, that's just a decorative item in the game. And then I was feeling like the exterior was just slightly too plain for my liking. I was going to leave it as is, and then I couldn't help myself. I placed more decorations, and then maybe I got out of hand. I don't know. So I put kind of awnings over all the windows. I put like a vent in the roof, and some other vents along the outside walls. And then I think I move on to the fencing. So for the fencing, I use some debug items or live edit objects. I really love this fence, and I kind of think it fits with this style of home. I wanted to have a little space for a car as well, so I pull out a live edit car and place it here, just a little yellow van type thing. It kind of feels quite Japanese. And something that I tried as well in this build is I wanted it to look like you could close the gate behind the car. So once you'd driven the car in, you could close it. So I sized down one of these live edit objects, this kind of metal fencing, and I put it across most of the driveway, so it sort of looks like it's been opened a little or left open. And hopefully that's the effect I wanted. So I'm hoping that that's how it looks. I don't know, let me know. And And then just kind of finishing touches outside before I move on to the backyard. The backyard is pretty small. It's pretty unless you live quite countryside, it's pretty common in Japan to have very little outdoor space. So I thought that fit fine. I didn't think that it would be a problem to have a small space. I could have made it bigger, but I don't know, I just don't feel like they're a family that needs big backyard. I mean, they've got the mountain right beside them. They've got lots of beautiful areas. They've got the bamboo forest. I didn't feel like it was necessary. But I do use the same fencing, or I guess it's not really fence, the same wall along the back of the house. I just loved it. I really love the pattern that it has in it. I think it's supposed to be sort of Spanishy villa vibes, I believe, because I think it is used mostly in Oasis Springs. It came with base game. But yeah, as I said, I think it sort of works here. I liked it. So fencing or wall in the backyard. Merging these pieces were kind of hard because they do get a little, not glitchy, but sometimes you can see where they're overlapping. So I really tried to avoid that as much as possible, but there may be some areas where it kind of, you can see where it's overlapping. So I don't know if that's annoying to you, you can just remove the fence, easy peasy. Another feature I wanted to include here, which is something I've done in another build of mine, at least one other, maybe a few, I can't remember. I wanted to add in a little kind of rock garden, sand, meditative space, very traditional Japanese. And this is mostly probably seen in like quite wealthy homes. It's certainly not something that you would get in the average household in Japan. But potentially wealthy homes might have a space like this that's a little more meditative and quiet space. I wanted to use this little bamboo fountain as well. So yeah, I thought this could be a good way to incorporate it. And I do think this family is maybe quite well off. I mean, I think that the grandparents have plenty of money, and that's why they were kind of happy to bring in Kaori and look after her. So we are coming up near the end of the build soon. If you want to download this build, you can find it on the gallery under my ID KiwiSimsKate. But as I said, it is actually part of a much wider collab, Better Together. So I'm going to link all of that description down below. Check it out. It is amazing. All the builds are incredible. And you can also follow me on my socials, KiwiSimsKate, across Twitter and Instagram, and now I'm on TikTok. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and take care out there. Bye everyone.